Why the domestic is just for the household. You, your the father, the mother, and the children, people that are living within a house. That's what we call the domestic.
So the industry will also be good for water production?
Yes, it can be good for that.
Okay.
But most often times, what you call a domestic bowl can also be good or be used for commercial. Once it has a very.
But the water will not be enough.
Once it has good yield, you might propose to drill a domestic bowl. You might end up having a very good yield, which can also be.
So what yield will be good for commercial purpose?
At least if you're having like 1.3 to 1.5 liters per second, it's okay for a high yield. And if you have more than that, but most often times within these zones, unless it's an artisan well that you can have more than 1.5. But in the riverine area, like I mentioned, you can have more than that. But they too, they have their own challenges. In an area like that, you might have high concentration of ions, which will render it.
I know quite well that in Nigeria will have this salty water.
Yes, it can have salt. That's when you are moving into the riverine area, the core aspect of it. But the exterior aspect of it is still at minimum, which can easily be treated.
But the other step also be to set up that business.
The other step?
No, I said the other step for us also how go into water business.
There's a lot of steps.
Okay, what's the next one?
For example, like I said, you need to carry out the geophysical survey to know the yield which you want to get, whether the yield will be good enough. Probably you are proposing about 600 bags per day or so 1,000 bags per day. So you need to have a borehole that will give you a very good yield. Then after that, you might by the time you get the report that you are having good yield, that you have, in fact, that's almost 40% done. Then you move to.
So let me mash your tongue there. So how much will it cost for one to have a commercial borehole?
Yeah, after the survey will determine the price of drilling. For example, the survey that reads maybe possibly you are going to 40 meter. The cost of drilling it will be different from the one that says you are going to 100 meter. And also there are also some other parameters. You are going to look at the overbody thickness. The thickness before you encounter the rock. That also increases the price. If the overbody thickness is 10 meter, it's cheaper than the overbody thickness of 30 meter. It's cheaper than overbody thickness of 40 meter. So, and the depth also is also a factor in it. And also, for example, in drilling on this side, if you are drilling 100 meter here, it's cheaper than when you are drilling 100 meter in Otukwa zone. Okay,
let us take a look at 100 meter, drilling 100 meters here.
At a range of maybe, we're talking about between 800 to 1 million naira.
Okay.
Now, because of the high cost of diesel.
Okay. So now you also agree with me that going to this place is also very costly to go into the business.
Yes, it's costly. But when you look at the rate of returns of
the investment,
yes, your expectation, it's good for somebody to go into it because it's very lucrative.
Okay. So aside this research, what other step?
You have to get your building set. You build a house, a factory. It might just be about maybe 10 meter by 10 meter, whatever, maybe 2 bedroom or 3 bedroom. It depends on your expectation. But the mistake some people made is that they would think, well, for now, let me start with one ceiling machine. And after all, by the time the business started moving, they will be thinking, well, let me increase it to 4. After all, they might have.
And the space will not be there again.
1 or 2 buildings. So they should think bigger than their expectation. So having done that, you drill. You build the factory. Then you consult NAFDAC, because they are going to be the alpha and the omega of the approval.
The quality of the water.
The quality of the water. So by the time you do that, then immediately let me come to that. When immediately you drill, the most important thing you need to do is that you go for water analysis.
Okay.
The water analysis will determine the type of filtration you want to use, the filtration system you want to adopt. For example, in a place where you have high concentration of iron, the filter media, the filter system you are going to adopt is different from where you have some of these cations and some of those anions. So, and where there is hardness is different. Where the odor, where you have encountered odor is different. But from there, after the analysis, and that analysis, they are always in steps. For example, you take the sample in a day, you carry out the analysis on them. You leave it for 2 weeks, you carry it at the analysis. Once you want to use it for commercial purpose, then after about a month, you can still do analysis because you want to see the effect of time on the water. Because most of the time, this water, they react. That is why you see, you get maybe sachet water or bottled water. You take the first one today. After the 3rd day, you see that you started sensing some of these things because they are not properly filtered. They were not pure. The filtration system is wrong. Possibly they did the analysis on a day and assume that this is maybe odor they want to take care of, but they won't know the water is also hard. So in the process, you have to prepare for complete filtration system, and that's one of the major factors. So having done that, you now started setting up your reverse osmosis. You know the cost of reverse osmosis. Like before, the cost of sealing machine was just about, I think it was 1998 was 220,000, but now it's about 1.2 million naira. The sealing machine is about 1.2 million naira. And ordinarily, in a company, you need to have at least two, because once one is down, that one pick up, that won't be idle time for the company. Then you need to have a reverse osmosis method, which is the best filtration method so far for now in the whole world. That will take care of most of those things, unwanted, the turbidity, the iron content. Though it depends on the medias, those things that I need, the chemical you put into it that can filter most of this. Then you need to have your tank. Your tank maybe about 4,000 liters. Maybe you need to have like four of them to set them up. You need to.
Let me also say that we'll still need to take a break now. When we'll come back, I'm sitting here and discussing with Mr. Damilola Akin Bebije. Together we're taking a look at water production in Nigeria and how you can also take advantage of that. We'll take a break now. When we'll come back, we'll continue with our discussions. Please do stay with us. Welcome back. Before we went on that break, we were actually talking about how you can get quality water and might get it saved very much. With me in the studio, Mr. Damilola Akin Bebije, water expert, talking about how to get quality water.
Yes, I said the quality of water you produce determines your returns, determines the stability, the sustainability of your factory. And then having done that, you need to look at the labor, the operator. It has to be an experienced person, which some of them are relatively available, and you consider the human factors in that regard. Then you need to get a truck, which is the distribution cost. Distribution cost is a relative factor in that issue, because if you are, for now, diesel is about 860 naira, and by the time you are consuming like 30 liters a day to transport to distribute to your consumers or whatever, is a huge cost. Then you need to get your generator also, because generator too, they consume this thing at least 25 kVA. You need to have it also. Then you need cleaners. Then you need all these people that will be the loaders and the motor boys.
But for it to be acceptable in the market, that will also mean that one must have NAFDAC approval.
Yes.
So what does it take to get that?
No, by the time you do the borehole, you do your pump testing, must have built the borehole, then you invite NAFDAC, then you apply for the approval, they come and inspect it. What they look into is nearness to dumping area, dumping refuse.
Okay.
That place don't need to be a residential environment. It has to be in a place, not that you'll be using as a factory at the same time. At one side of it, you have a bedroom within it, so it's not acceptable by NAFDAC. And not that you are drilling your borehole maybe 3 meters away from a toilet or for a soak away. No, NAFDAC will never approve that. So there are some of those things NAFDAC will look into before they can approve it. But once those things are put in place, definitely NAFDAC will give you.
Okay, you also agree with me that the business is lucrative.
Very, very lucrative. If all those
but capital intensive.
Very, very capital intensive, and the challenges, you must prepare for those challenges.
Let's take a look at the marketing of the business. You also talked about the need for operator to also have trucks to distribute the product. But as it is today, where we also have water available, we still discover that the prices, especially the sachet water, is also on the increase. What would you say is responsible?
The cost of the production cost is very high. Let me take from example. I want to give you a little history. I think it was in 1998. The landlord, 1 ton of a landlord was 7,000 naira. 7,000. But now it's about 1.5 million naira. So, and a ton will produce 6,400 bags. And therefore, the cost of buying the nylon, the cost of producing it, the cost of labeling, the cost of diesel, the distribution. In fact, I want to say with all sense of experience that if truly pure waters are produced, I don't normally call it pure water, what they are producing. I don't normally call it pure water. I call it clean water. Because the cost of producing pure water is more than what they are selling it. What they are selling.
Where you even get the water already, because the raw material is that water.
Yeah,
and we have it abundantly everywhere.
We believe it's a free gift of nature. But it's true, but it's also a misconception. Because there are a lot of things that are involved which you need to take care of. To remove all those constituents, all those components, so that it will be consumable. I mean, people can consume it. It's very high. It's very, very high. So what they do is just they normally clean the water, pass through few filtration processes and give it to us. And these are something that has to do with our health. And I want to say it also that most of these ailments we see outside, diseases we see outside, we observe some people, they are not smokers, they are not druggists. They don't even know the taste of alcohol. But sometimes, or one day or the other, they will tell you they are having some kind of kidney problem, this and this problem. Most of them, they are from the type of water they drink. They are not purified. They are the source of that sickness, but we won't know. You have been taking, maybe you have been on a borehole, you have been taking the source, maybe the source of the water is from a borehole, and you have been taking it for 20 years, and it has some element of nitrate, which is carcinogenic. And the water analysis, they were not properly done. They were not taken care of. They were not removed from the water. This will cause cancer. But most of us, we don't know. Some of us believe that once you have your water from borehole from the rock and it's clean, it's good. After all, it's not. We need to carry out thorough water analysis, identify all those chemicals, if they are there, all those mineral resources, identify the cations and the anions.
Now, like I also mentioned the health challenge of it, that means that those who also ordinarily have well in the houses should also carry out this analysis.
Definitely, everybody. Everybody. You need to carry them out. And I want to say, with all facts from research, the well aspect of it is more, the complications involved sometimes is lesser than the complications involved in borehole.
Okay.
Because borehole is more or less directly from the rocks. And most of those rocks, they are constituents that lynch into the water. We might not know some of them. But in wells, some of them, they are from a weathered environment, which sometimes the implication, the impact is lesser than that one. But all of them, we still need to carry out the...
But like you say, encourage people to actually come into this water production business.
Yes. It's very lucrative. Very, very lucrative.
But capital intensive.
Very capital intensive. But you get your money back.
In the last 25 minutes, I've been speaking with Mr. Damilola Akinbebije. Mr. Akinbebije is a water expert, also the coordinator of Nigerian Mining and Geoscience Society in Ondo State here, and as well as at the Southwest representative of Nigerian Association of Hydrogeologists at council level. I want to thank you so much for sharing your thought with us on the show today. It's a pleasure having you. That's how it's going to be on the show today. Join us on a Friday for another one. Kunle Arroyo is my name. Good morning.